Fans, good evening BSTV fans, and welcome to the Gt4 TCR challenge. We're at season 7, round 12, last one of this season. This is the finale. There's some good battles to be sorted out tonight, and we are at Hungaroring. It is a 23-degree track temperature. I think that is 37-degree ambient. So all to race for tonight for everybody, really. I will even be doing one lap in order to get BSTV Esports green points for my team. In the booth with me is Sam Boozing. Good evening, Sam.
And good evening, Pete. Good evening, everybody.
We were discussing before we launched the broadcast that Sam's not driven here on a racing game or sim since 1998's Formula 1 game on the PlayStation 1. I really like the track. Do you remember? Do you like it from what you remember of it? Do you like the track, Sam?
Oh, I absolutely hated that track back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah, that one was one of the worst because I think it's too narrow. Well, it was for the Formula 1 at that day with the gamepad and me being 8 years old. That,
yeah.
A bit difficult.
Yeah, I hate you because you were only 8 years old in 1998. Anyway, so we've got quite a competition going on at the moment in the TCRs because they're in qualifying at the moment. So there'll be a bit of this going on for a little while. I'm just going to get the league standings up on my screen so that I can talk to you about them. Standings for TCR, that's the tastiest one at the minute. Sam Blees is leading the way on 693 points. His own teammate, Spencer McCarthy, is 13 points behind him. That's really nothing. We'll try and work out as we make our way through the broadcast, and hopefully Sam has already got his abacus out. How many positions ahead of Sam Spencer needs to be in order to prize Sam's fingers off the trophy? Stephen Walker is in third on 610 points. I think there is an opportunity for Stephen Walker to overhaul Spencer. However, Stephen Walker is not participating tonight because he's unwell. So we wish him well in the recovery from his ailment, and hope that he is back with us for season 8, which is going to be as much drama as season 7 was, without any doubt. Gary Craig, my teammate, and really the guy that should win. I keep saying this each time, but he's not managed to do it yet. He's on 597 points, so I think there's going to have to be some spontaneous combustions of cars in order for Gary to win the league. 5th is Matt Elmore on 494 points. These are all points with the drop score. So these are the final standings. He's 103 points behind Gary, so unless something significant happens to Gary, that's where he'll finish or worse. His own teammate, Russell Cowell, who is just ahead of him on track there, is behind him by 80 points in the standings on 412.
Just to mention that first place got 75 points without the bonus of qualifying, fastest lap ever.
Oh, yeah. Right,
so
75 points.
That's a stretch.
Right, so that is a big leap for some of these guys to move up positions. However, the top 2 positions are still up for grabs. And, of course, Hungaroring is notorious for picking up incident points. I think there may be a couple of drive-throughs tonight, if not more. It's very, very easy to run wide on this track when your tyres are cold and when your tyres are hot. There's a sweet spot in the middle that lasts for about 1 lap, where you get a decent amount of grip, and then your incident magnets for the rest of the race. So I think we'll see a lot of visits to pit road, and not for fueling or tyres. Let's have a look at Gt4 top standings. So Wobbly is top of the pile on 597 points. There he is. Chris Needham is in second on 589 points. So there's not much in that. Somebody nerfing Wobbly, not suggesting that should ever happen, although I might try it on the outlap, could change the course of the Gt4 Championship history tonight. and Chris Needham could therefore win. Jamie Wilson is in 3rd place for Team Chimera on 564. I think that's JB Dejou's Audi. Is he the only Audi again? No, David Ayres is in as well. I was just checking that. Stefan Goebel is in 4th on 561 points, only 3 points behind Jamie, and Jamie's had some terrible luck recently and wasn't feeling too clever at the weekend either, for the same reason as Stephen Walker, actually. And then spinning around, Kylie Haddington is in 5th place on 447, so I think that's where he's going to finish, because unless the laws of maths have changed recently, he's not going to get 120 points in order to overhaul Stefan Goebel. So that's how that stands. Team standings. Alpine Geodesic Racing Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing even are top of the pile on 1430. We're looking at Spencer as part of that team at the moment. BSTV Esports Pink are in 2nd place on 1,115, so that's Wobbly's team. And Rob then, if Rob's here, but I don't think I've seen his name today, so no, I don't think he is. Spectre 6 Purple, RWC Racing Black are next on 1,076. Spectre 6 Purple are in 4th on 1,028. That's Spectre 6 normal car. I think we're looking for Stephen Walker there, to be honest. And BSTV Esports Screen, myself and Gary Craig are on 936. So again, unless some sort of gods...
I found the purple one.
You found the one? Oh, there we go. Yeah,
That's
Shane. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, on his own tonight. No Stephen Walker to accompany him. So that's how that all sends up. And then we've got the head-to-heads, which I don't really understand. I don't know whether Sam does, but it's Gary and Spencer going head-to-head tonight as the final of the head-to-head, as I understand it.
The way it works is, you had a few drivers in the same pool to start with, and they were fighting each other, and we took the result from each rounds for the first 4 or 6, I don't remember. And then there were 1v1 from the winner of the pool 1 against the loser, well, the 2nd place of the pool 4, I think it was, and so on and so forth. And then from the 1v1, there's only one that can go to the next step. And at the end, it's Gary versus Spencer.
Interesting. I've also found something else interesting. I can't get out of slave mode on SDK. I'm permanently in local mode. No. I'm permanently in slave mode, yeah. Odd.
Oh, because I am the one that chooses for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to put local mode, so try to do something now.
Nope,
apparently there's been an update.
No. Commentator mode copy broadcaster. Oh, I do it in the sidebar now.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh. Excellent. Well, that sorts that out. So these things do get away from me, Right, so we're currently watching Gary trying to get on the top of the pile. He's in 3rd at the minute and trying to build on that momentum. Maybe we can go... We won't go on board with Gary. Maybe we can go on board with somebody and just show the guys and girls out there what this is all about, this track. Sam Blease, probably the most reliable person to jump on board with. So, approaching the last corner at the minute. He's going very wide to try and get a run onto the start-finish straight. Nice tactic. Hugging that inside there. Trying to straighten the car up as much as possible. Get as much drive and acceleration as he can in a straight line. So over the start-finish line there. Underneath the pedestrian bridge. That's pit exit on the right. And then braking here before that white line. Drop to 1st gear. And get a load of curb. back on the gas as soon as you can, and follow this slow right-hand curve until this much sharper second-hand left. You tip the car in here and the back end wants to rotate on you. He's using the curb to actually balance the car off there. Lots of curb here. You can pick a 1x up on inside and outside of this one, and then fire it up this hill. Just before the rumble strip here, he'll jump on the brakes a little and then carry the speed through the apex of the turn, rushing it out onto the rumble strip on the right hand side. Hug this right-hander as much as you can, and then back on the gas as early as possible. You're coming up to the chicane here, the site of many pile-ups. Lots of curb on both sides here, and then fire it up to this corner. This isn't flat, this is off the gas, and in second. Stay in second for this one. It's a bit bumpy around this corner, and that looks pretty wide, but he's good. Then flat through this corner on the left. Drop a gear in order to take on this corner. This right-hander over the brow of the hill. And you're heading into quite a slow section now. Good overtaking point here into this right-hander. And then you always feel like you're not accelerating fast enough here. This left-hander goes on forever, and you're in first gear, holding that inside curb to straighten up the car. This is the final turn again where we started, just at pit entry, and then again as close to the inside as possible. Let's see if he can get on top provisionally. He did, and by 0.01, Sam.
That's like
0.005.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get any closer than that, folks.
No, I don't think so.
Simple as that. Very impressive. Can't understand why nobody's swearing at him at the minute, because I know I would be. Here comes Spencer, though. You can easily say equally as skilled. So Sam might not be on the top spot for that long. Yeah, good evening, Sir Alan Toon on the chat. He says, great season by everyone, great racing and great courtesy on track. Absolutely agree. Mike, who drives for XVR, Michael Gray, watching from the Alps in Austria. We all hate you, by the way. Gutted to be missing the last round. Yeah, sad that you're not here. It's going to be a great race at Hungaroring. You're not far from it. If you get a train fast enough, you could probably get there and watch it. So we've not got long left of this qualifying session as somebody goes absolutely flying. I think it was David Ayres. Oh no, Martin Brennan, sorry. Here's Andrew Littler for Result Spiro. Spyro, not sure how you say that. 3 cars in TCR. We have this Hyundai, we have the Honda Civic, and we have the Audi. And 3 cars in GT4 as well. We've got the Porsche, we've got the BMW, and we've got the McLaren. You can see on your screens that there's 2 seconds. No, just over 1 second is that. No, 2 seconds between the classes. It's quite a long lap, 1 minute 54 seconds average for TCRs, 1 minute 52 and a half average for GT4. There is an enforced pit stop for both of them. They can't make it on no stops. And tyres, I don't know what the tyre strategy is. It's a high-speed track, it's got lots of heavy braking, a few tight turns. So I think tyre wear will become an issue. Tyre wear will become an issue in terms of attracting off tracks and incident points as well. Don't forget, incident points are deducted. Just to answer Mike Gray there, Mr. Walker is unfortunately unwell tonight. Very, very sadly. Hopefully he'll be good enough to race the next time we meet. But yeah, sadly not so well tonight. We wish him a swift recovery. And Mr. Wookie has not been so lucky on this occasion. So Shane has bailed on that lap, must have caught too many off tracks as he went over those curbs. As I said before, I will be joining the start of the race, so I'm going to leave it up to Sam to commentate. I might chip in if I see anything tasty. As I'm making my way around. Andrew Littler taking the express route there. Those little yellow rubber sausage curbs are unfriendly to your car chassis and your shock absorbers. So as cars bail out of their laps or roll off at the end of their qualifying, we will watch other people finishing their qualifying laps. Chris Needham trying to get into the top and into the front row, definitely. Let's see if he manages it. I don't think he has. He's not improved on his previous lap, so 151.89 is it for Chris Needham. And thirds, he's on the second row. That's probably not anywhere near where he wants to be tonight in order to take it to Wobbly. Stefan's got good pace again, Sam.
Yeah, Stefan seems pretty quick today, which is interesting because if he's fighting Wobbly, that means he's not getting away and he might get involved into an accident and Chris can overtake him and take the win for the championship.
We can only hope. So, let's see, any other call-outs? So Rick Verhoek, is back with us this time. He wasn't racing last time out. So we've got 7 GT4s. Oh, we're about to grid, I think. Or is it just nobody on track? So nobody on track for the last 30 seconds.
And soon to grid.
Yeah. We'll wait for the session to go official. And then I'll run us through the starting grid. I'll have to do it quite quickly because I need to grid as well.
Imagine not having time to grid.
I know. Yeah. Right, I've got 2 minutes.
Well, you could watch the start with me and then go into your car and do a lap. But
oh, there is that, isn't there? I could start from pit road. Yeah, I'll do that. So, your pole man for tonight for GT4 is Wobbly Kneecaps. For BSTV Esports Pink. Stefan Goebel starts even. Second, he's not finished yet, for VTS Esports. Chris Needham starts third for RWC Racing Black. Arnaud Chenonnier will start fourth for RWC Racing White. Jamie Wilson will go off fifth for Team Chimera. Rick Verhoek will go off sixth. And Kylie Haddington for RWC Racing Black will go off seventh. Your pole man for TCR tonight is Sam Blees, wanting to stay ahead of his own teammate for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing, Spencer McCarthy, who starts second. Gary Craig, great qualifying there, starts third for BSTV Esports Green. Then we've got fourth, Shane Powell for Spectre 6 Purple. Roger Morton for Work Guard by Result in fifth. Matt Elmore for Spectre 6 in sixth. Seventh is Russell Cowell for Spectre 6. Eighth will be Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result. Ninth will be Martin Brennan for Safeguard by Result, Carl's teammate. JB Dejoux starts 10th. I don't know what is wrong with me tonight. 11th is David Ayres for Result Clothing. Andy Littler goes off 12th for Work Guard by Result. 13th is Ollie Ricks for Spiro by Result. And then the most handsome man in the league, and I am going to grid because I've done it in time, is me. So I am your roll. I'm going to call myself your rolling reporter.
Yeah, and the best commentator as lead commentator for a few laps when you take over the car. We all know that.
Based on the performance of my listing of the grid, I agree with you. As soon as I screwed it up at least 4 times.
I haven't noticed, so I don't know if you don't know. But okay. Your squeaky wheel is squeaking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Almost touch between Arno and Jamie on before start of the race.
And we're going already.
Yeah, they're going. It's gonna be tight for turn 1.
It's all very calm at the back of TCR at the minute.
Rick and Kaylee get the job done. Gonna switch to the TCRs. All over the place, as always.
Yeah. Seems quite pedestrian back here.
Oh! Russell being pretty loose on the brake for turn 1. Side by side with Matt, Roger Morton and Carl Hardy behind. Oh, and you can see Pete the snail being... Oh, there's a crash!
What?
Careful, Pete, on your right.
Oh yeah, got it. Ooh,
Go
that
left,
is... That's a result car, isn't it?
Oh, and Sam Blees went out as
What?
well. Oh, he's in P4.
Oh, right. So I've got now got Roger and Russell behind me.
If everything stays like that, Spencer McCarthy is now your championship leader, boys.
Yeah.
And girls, if we have some watching. Not racing, not yet.
I could wear my dress again.
Oh, that... No.
That was a bit too emphatic.
Yeah. Stambley is trying to make it way back to the front, battling with Shane. Big mistake from Sam. I don't even have it as an off track on SDK. And Gary putting a lot of pressure on Spencer.
Yeah, go on, Gary. Get him.
You're one of the biggest mover, Pete.
I must be. I've got 2 cars behind me. That's more than normal.
Yep. The only one that has made 3 positions is Ollie Ricks.
Ah, right. He's only 2 positions ahead of me. I might have to overtake Andrew here just so that I can get an extra one.
Stefan putting pressure on Wobbly. And Arno on his teammate, Chris.
Isn't Arno in the white car and Chris in the black car?
He is. I'm waiting for you to show the replay of Sambly's game going off track because I haven't seen it really. I just saw it going down the order. But I'm waiting for you to just see what happened.
Yeah, I'm going to pit the car on this lap.
Your squeaky wheels it must be super annoying. You had that for the Daytona 24.
I know, yeah. Oh, no, got
cool.
off track.
That's 1 point less.
I know.
At the end.
Sorry, the team boss won't be forgiving me for that.
But I thought it's pretty tight in the GT4 as well. I'm surprised. It's really good. And Sandley's... Yep, he's doing the inside on Shane, but now he's on the outside.
Yeah, that happens a lot with the TCRs.
But on the inside for the last turn, I think job done. Oh, Jamie going past Arno now. At least trying. Get back, but Arno closed the door.
Right then. I am back to commentating, right. So, and back on slave mode. Oh, nice curb calm.
I know.
Stuff. That's a really good one as well. Oh, I felt that tyre on my face. Right, so all tight here. Let's see this. Let's see this.
Let's go. So this is the start.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, lose on the corner.
Yep. Oh, you got a big kicker.
Yeah, the 3 position.
Gary did well to correct his direction of travel there. So yeah, Gary Craig in second. Sam is now in third, and Shane put 1 place down by Sam in fourth. Meanwhile, GT4s, this is pretty hot stuff. I don't know whether Wobbly is actually trying or he's doing his fuel saving piece again. But he's got Stefan in close company, just showing himself in the mirrors. Too far back to affect
that's
a
the
pass
way,
there.
that's the way.
Whoa, go on, get into him. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that, should we?
Yeah, we all know Stefan is pretty good at ramming into people, you know.
Here we go.
Oh yes! Oh yes, he did it.
Oh, that's a bit
It's
tasty.
not what I was meaning to say, already. I'm just joking, Stefan. If you want this back, I have nothing against the move. Don't worry, I'm just laughing.
Wobbly's wide. He's losing the second position.
That was good pass. A bit of a dive bomb, if you ask me, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, maybe a bit late, but you know, gets the job done. And they're all fighting for championship position right now, so they need to.
Yeah, he's. I don't know whether he's got more damage than we think he's got because he's letting other cars through. He was definitely offline there, so he must have let Jamie go.
Oh, looks like the steering is bent.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We have to wait for a long straight.
Yeah.
That's not a straight. Come on, track. Might be a bit on the right, I think. That's Oh, a bit.
Oh, that's well off.
Like
Tell you what, the damage model is brutal now, isn't it?
Well.
Oh yeah, look at that. He's locking up the left front. Right, so that's high drama. I wonder how Stefan's car has got away with nothing, and Wobbly's car is clearly not good, and he's having a bail.
It's a bit issue with the damage model right now. Sometimes you're fine, and sometimes you're just completely destroyed for nothing.
Yeah, well, Wobbly's got a free repair. Not that that'll help him in terms of fuel mileage. Or tyre wear, but we'll see what happens by the end of the race.
He will need to push a lot to, defend his championship position, basically.
Yes, because Chris Needham is likely to be winning the championship at this visit because of that if Wobbly can't overhaul it. So...
And he will be behind the TCR as well, which will hurt him.
Yeah. He's going to come out behind the faster of the TCRs, I think.
Yeah, just in front of this battle.
Yeah.
Which is good for him, because a 4-car battle in the TCRs on a track where there's not that many opportunities to pass. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like the best one.
There's a couple of places, but you've really got to be carrying a lot more speed than the other car.
In all those corners, there's not really any spot to pass. This straight, maybe 1 or 2 cars, but
yeah,
it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, it'd be good to see that incident again from overhead with Stefan and Wobbly at some point as we watch David Ayres following JB's car around. JB's car is one of the most easily spotted cars in the league. There we go. Right, let's have a look at this. So he's quite a way back.
Oh,
yeah.
It almost looks like a bit of solid air, even though it would have been in anyway. But
yeah,
it looks like it is harder on Wobbly's cars than it is on Stefan's car.
Yeah, definitely. His car lurches quite badly, and Stefan's doesn't seem to budge at all.
Guess who's back?
Oh, here we go. Sam Blease has now caught the top 2 again. And these 3 are absolutely together. Spencer's not managed to drop Gary. I wasn't aware of what happened in their officials, because they do the official on a Tuesday as practice for this race. I don't know how well that went down. I know that there was quite a lot of incidents accrued. And when they're driving on the ragged edge, you do generate more incidents on tracks like this when you're pushing the envelope. There's Wobbly in the background on his recovery drive. So he's made his way through a few cars already. Here's Jason Haddington. Was that an overtake?
It was.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. That's Rick Verhoek in behind him there. See Mike Gray trying to claim Sam Blease's speed. Says he's using his old GPU apparently.
Yeah, and some fighting Gary might give Spencer a bit of clean air between him and second place.
Definitely. I mean, these guys are going to have to be reasonably careful around one another, because all of them have got a chance at something. So they're not going to want to jeopardise their own races, that's for sure.
Yeah, as of now, if you take out the incident points and all the bonus points available, Sam is the winner. And as he started on pole, he also have 5 more points margin.
That's true, actually, yes. So you do get those 5 bonus points for getting the pole in your class.
As of now, the fastest in the TCR is Spencer. That's 3 points recovered from Spencer over Sam.
Yeah. No, that'll be... so he's got a 2-point benefit at the minute then, unless he can get fastest lap at some point. Wobbly trying to make his way very quickly through these TCRs.
Yeah, he's really not helping Gary there.
Well, he kind of made the overtake. He completed the overtake kind of before the chicane. Oh, that's wide from both of them.
Yeah, he did finish just before the chicane, but look at the gap between Spencer and Gary now.
Yeah,
it's over
massive.
a second.
So I don't know whether Spencer will get equally as delayed because of Wobbly being there.
Yeah, I think... Nah, if it would have been Spencer, I would have thrown myself behind Wobbly for a corner instead of going too wide. Now he's lost all the game. Yeah.
Yep. I'd have done the same. I'd have just let him go, rolled it through the corner. I know I'm no Spencer Mccarthy when I'm racing, obviously, but they're all back together again. Well, it's very difficult to get away on in the TCR when you've got such big straights.
Yeah, you sometimes are at Spencer's level when he laps you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sam.
Open for debate.
Here we go with David Ayres. Having a good look at JB's car. JB managed to pull away a little bit here. Further back, I think David Ayres has got that done looking at the timing screens.
Not quite.
Ooh, not quite. So, that's Shriners Hospital. Shriners, is it? Hospital for Children car. Giving it up.
Is there really no comments?
Sorry?
I don't know, I have BSTV saying no comms, but was it just because we were quiet for like 10 seconds, or?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Is there really no comms? Oh, that's, yeah, that's a touch.
That
just
was,
a gentle one.
Yeah, just, you know, just reminding him that he's there. So, competitive racing, even this far back in this league. These guys are absolutely glued together. Good line from both of them, really. I think David was probably carrying more speed through that section.
Get to the right, Russell. Ollie. Very close.
Yeah. He's closing in. Russell obviously out of position after the incident at the start. As is Roger Morton, who's just behind there. I actually thought it was one of the geodesic boys when I passed that little incident on the first few laps, or first lap rather. Russell's got damage on the front right of his car. Ollie Rick's doing a good job of staying online. You can see the damage just there. Light cluster crumpled, and you can see the tyre. Ooh! Oh, that was a nudge. Kind of stayed back with him and let him go, actually, I think. Maybe not.
Not really.
No, he's still like thrashing it out here. Ollie's gone straight on at that turn, which is an odd line to take. He's just letting
maybe to let Roger go.
Yeah. But closing in on Roger now again, because he's got a massive run after taking the sweeping wide line onto the start-finish straight, but he's on the brakes earlier and Roger's on the brakes a lot later. These three inseparable. Gary Still, the meat in the sandwich. The Honda does look a lot more lively than the Hyundai. The back end kicking out, which is a feature of the Honda really, and the front end ploughing a bit, whereas the Hyundai seems very balanced around this track, smooth around the corners, back end is behaving itself.
Stefan Gt4 is half a second faster than Wobbly, which is the second fastest guy on track.
And I don't... Has Wobbly got any traffic in front of him? I don't think he will do now, surely.
No, I think he's alone.
Yeah, he's all on his own. He's probably filled the car up with a bit more fuel, though. Possibly. He won't have taken on any tyres or anything like that, I wouldn't have thought.
No,
not
just after a few laps now. There's no point. But we are closing on pit window, at least for the TCR, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, these three are not going to want to pit anytime soon, I wouldn't have thought. Unless there's an undercut available, but you usually don't see that in the TCR. You see that in the rear-wheel drive cars more, don't you? I don't know why the undercut doesn't work for these. I'm not clever enough to work it out, I don't think.
Well, we saw it on race 1 at Watkins, if you remember. All the guys that took tires were faster at the end, and they gained position. Sam just disappeared. Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
okay.
for quite a long time as well.
Yeah, that was a long time. There is enough time to just go into your mind and say, oh no, please no. Because if he gets disconnected, you know he just lost the championship.
Yeah, very, very easily done as well. We've seen a lot of people with connection issues this season, having to sort out their internet service providers.
Yeah, but going back to that tire situation, it only worked on the first race.
Yes.
And after that, it was just, don't take tires, you lose time. Which is kind of weird, but I guess it's all the track has been this season.
Yeah, and this, I mean, there's not too many tracks like Watkins, is there? It's high speed, lots of heavy braking zones, lots of fast corners. This one is stoppy-starty, not too many long straights, so the dynamics of the track will be different to Watkins, so maybe there isn't an undercut to have, but tyres are a definite must, I would think. Carl Hardy closing in on the back of Matt Elmore. And this gap's come down quite a lot in the last couple of laps. He's definitely halved the gap that he had. Nice sweeping turn in there from Carl Hardy, sponsored by Ginsters.
Sponsored by what?
Pie company.
Okay. I was wondering, is that a new sponsor from the Result guys? Because I'm not aware of. Okay. Yeah, I'm not from the UK, so I don't know.
Nah, true.
That's a private joke that 3/4 of the gets.
Yeah. Go on, curb come again. Ooh, I couldn't even see Carl's car there. He was that close to the back of Matt Elmore. Oh, Matt Elmore's disappeared there. On my screen, at least. Yeah, some good pressure here from Carl Hardy. Keeping my eye on the top three. Exactly my thoughts, Sam. Exactly my thoughts. I could see the gap seesawing quite erratically. Gary, and he's trying to break the toe now, so Gary's got him worried.
Once again, it's tough to choose a battle to look at, because there's three at the moment. There's these three guys, there's Matt and Carl, and there's Russell and Roger at the back. But this one is on, I think.
Yeah,
Gary wants to go by.
Fighty, yeah, he wants to get on the most advantageous side. There's nothing going for him there. He needs to be careful he doesn't leave a door wide open for Sam Blease here.
Yeah, and Sam is like, go on boys, fight it,
yeah.
crash it,
yeah.
I'll go through.
He's probably sat there trying to figure out if he stays there, has he still won? I mean, these guys have eked themselves out. Well, you can see the gap, it's massive. There's an entire straight there between them and it's Shane. Yeah, Shane Powell. Shane pretty much all on his own at the moment. Sam showing enough car there to sober Gary up a little, I think. Make him realise that, actually, I need to also defend and attack.
Yeah, he's pushing.
Yeah, a bit of bump drafting. Having a look as well. I do love the sound of the Honda in this sim. It sounds like a 20-a-day Marlboro smoker.
Meanwhile, in GT4, Stefan almost has to go faster than Wobbly on the last lap.
I think there's a fuel-saving strategy on the go here. I think Wobbly's got his abacus out and has started to calculate how much he would have to save in order to not have to pit again or something, or do a very, very short stop or something.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 4. Which is a long way to go, and we know the pit window is about between 25 to 35 minutes in these GT4s.
Yeah.
I don't think he can manage to go to the end, and if he does, he would have to save so much fuel that he will lose the time on track. So I don't think it's the strategy. It's more like, as you said, making the pit stop shorter.
I think so. It's like you're saying, you know, what else is there as an option for him? His front left was absolutely hanging off, so...
Yeah, and he stayed 40 seconds in the pits.
40?
Yeah, 1 4.
Oh, 14, right.
14, yes.
Right. Yeah, why was he in the pit box for so long?
After only 4 laps.
That's weird.
Almost looks like he forgot to put fuel in it.
Yeah.
But it's a bit short
14,
if you forgot that. So
14 seconds worth of fuel, though. That doesn't work out.
tires.
I wonder.
I wonder now.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary's in.
Oh, he's split the difference here. So let's see what advantage this, or disadvantage even.
Yeah, maybe
gives
thinking, battling these guys, I'm losing time, so I might as well pit and.
Yeah, I don't know how long. I don't know how long pit road time is here.
Okay, let's try to have a good look at this. Because I need to understand what happened. So he stopped. He took tires. Okay, that explains
He did.
it. But why would you take tires after only 4 laps? And Gary's taking tires as well.
Yeah,
which makes more sense.
Maybe he thought that with the damage, it had scrubbed the tyre so much that it didn't have enough life in it for the rest of the race or something.
Or
I don't
he
know.
simply forgot to untake the tires going to the pit.
Or that, yeah, it's easily done, isn't it?
Yeah.
The amount of times I've gone in and ended up with a full tank of fuel that I didn't want.
More than you would say.
Yeah.
Gary's out of the pit battling with Ollie, which might cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, hopefully, well, Ollie understands that that's not his race, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you don't have to get out of the way.
Oh, not at all, no. That's super wide, but he's not going to bother about a 1x there unless it's a slowdown 1x.
Yeah, I think where Gary is right now, it's either win it or bin it. Because,
yeah.
Well, maybe not bin it, because he might lose something. Does he have someone to worry about for his position? I think so.
Let me go and have a look, because it's a viable question. I need to scroll to the top of this.
I think he has a bit more margin than Sam and Spencer.
Well,
Spencer's in.
I think Gary's got 3rd in the championship as long as he keeps his car on the tarmac. Oh, right, yeah, Spencer isn't. He's trying to cut off the benefit of an undercut there, isn't he?
I think so.
Matt Elmore. Matt Elmore is no real threat to Gary unless there was a significant points haul heading in Matt Elmore's direction. And then Russell Cowell is even further back. So Gary is safe for a 4th at the very worst, I think, in the championship.
Yeah, knowing Gary is fighting Spencer Mccarthy, in the head-to-head championship.
Oh, he is, yes.
So he needs to get more points than Spencer, though. He cannot afford too many incident points.
No, and he
does
needs...
want to win that head-to-head thing.
Yeah, he needs to try and get a fastest lap or something, get some sort of advantage over him. Here we go. This is on. This is very on. Gary might be able to cut back here. He's not trying to cut back, he's just trying to get an advantage into the next corner, maybe. So, heavy braking zone here. Spencer on newer but colder tyres. But that Hyundai does look like it behaves itself a lot more than a Honda.
Yeah, did he change tires? Have you seen it?
Ooh. No, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Gary piling on the pressure at the minute, though.
Have a quick look.
Yeah, he's off the ground.
Yeah, he's off the ground. Okay, so he took tires as well.
Yeah.
So it's equal between these two.
It is, and look at it. Gary is all over him like a bad rash at the minute.
Well, he needs to get it down before Spencer's tires get to temperature. But it's unlikely now. And
Smoother from Gary
Sam
through that
continues.
corner.
He wants the points for leading laps.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, there's that as well.
Oh, Gary's having a real good look at Spencer here. So much that he's just late apex in that turn. That's okay. But they've got the leader of GT4 approaching. Oh, no, they haven't. Because Stefan's in the pits. He's the only GT4 other than Wobbly to have visited pit road. Gary's still having a good look. He's toying with it.
Yeah, and this will help Sam's goals. Because he's on his own, lapping as fast as he can where these two are battling.
Yeah, Sam's last lap, a 156.55. Gary doing a 156.14. So
Which
Gary's going faster. And that
so
must
even
mean
battling
that
the tires.
Spencer is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the new tires then.
Definitely. Because they'll be full of fuel again, of course. Gary has a much better corner there. And he was the same last lap.
Stefan.
Ooh! What happened there? Stefan.
Oh no!
Oh!
What?
What
Did
happened there?
Wobbly crash this car?
I don't know. I think Wobbly was trying to give him.
Oh yeah, I think he got him.
That looked like solid air. We're gonna have to see that. Kind of not that. Yeah,
it's
this
tough
one.
to choose the camera to look.
I know.
From
Didn't look like there was physical contact to me.
No, not really, but again.
No, but silly.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
That ruined Stefan's race.
Yeah, definitely. I think there'll be some sort of protest there. Either way up, what's going on here? There's a pile-up of TCRs.
Yeah, it's GB and Roger after the pit stop going through Oli Ricks. Oh, and Sam has been through the pits and he's out behind Spencer and Gary. That's the tire advantage.
Yeah. It won't take him long to get back on terms with these two.
And he took tires.
Yeah. So Gary and Spencer leading the way. There's a proper gaggle just here, though. Look at this. Roger Morton, JB Dejoux, David Ayres. JB's found some friends. And this is where all the Audis are. Because there's only 2 of them in the race. And they're both right here. Lots of pressure here from JB on David Ayres. They've all pitted, these 3. That was a bit super wide there from Roger Morton. Chris Needham and Jamie Wilson have both pitted in GT4.
Everybody's pitting.
And here goes JB. He's got a bit of a run here. He's certainly on the most advantageous side of David Ayres' car. And outbrakes him into the corner. Does he outbrake himself? Nope. Gets it turned and back on the gas. I don't think David's going to be able to come back at him. And JB stays on the defensive line through this second gear left-hander. Great bit of racing from these guys. Back there to was it David Ayres? No, who was that? Don't know. So these 3 still duking it out. Further forward we have Shane. Is it Shane Powell now leading TCR? I think it is. These 3 are a bit separated out. So Shane Powell leads. P2 is Martin Brennan. Who, obviously, both of those are yet to pit, but doing a good job of keeping it on track at the minute.
I was wondering, Gary passed Spencer, then Spencer brought Gary back, and there was almost a second between them 2. It's because Spencer got the same internet issues as Sam. He disappeared for a few seconds.
Right, I see, yeah, so it's not registered him as being present on track.
But I'm sure Gary doesn't want to win on an internet issue.
No, Gary likes his racing.
As we all do.
Yeah, likes it to be as realistic and as fair as possible. Super wide there. That'll be a 1X for David Ayres. And again, just behind them, Russell Cowell, still on that bit of a recovery drive from his incident right at the start. Martin Brennan and Shane Powell are now visiting pit road. That must be the end of their fuel window. JB Dejoux disappearing off down the road a little bit now. Although that'll probably be an advantage that disappears with the start-finish straight, unless he can get a gap bigger than what he's got now to break the toe. Yeah, Wobbly is pitted again that we didn't see. Or maybe we didn't, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I saw it, but nothing worth mentioning.
No, he was in pit road a lot less than everybody, a lot shorter time than everybody else, which is understandable, seeing as he'd already been in once. And won't have needed to take tyres potentially, I'm not sure. These three still absolutely together. Not quite as nose to tail as they were at the start. That's a good camera angle. If anything, Sam is now in a position to put a lot of pressure on Gary. Let's see who the fastest lap now sits with for these guys. The fastest lap is currently held by Spencer McCarthy still. Ooh, is that a move from Sam Blease? I think it might be. He's got the worst line through the next corner, but he'll have a great run up the hill. Not able to actually get alongside Gary's car there.
It looks like it's been like that for the whole season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Gary's been on it till 2/3 of the race. And then he started to drop off just a little bit, but just enough for the other guy to be a bit faster and gain position or get away from him. I don't know if you got the same feeling, but...
What you also need to take into account slightly that we have visited a lot of tracks where the Hyundai feels like a much more stable car. This is definitely looks like one of those tracks as well.
Yeah,
the Honda is super lively. Yeah.
Gary is one of those racing the Honda, and the other guy racing the Hyundai.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the Honda is not as good, not as easy on the tyres for a start. The back end dances all over the place. And wants to swap with the front quite a lot. Ooh, Spencer, not paying any attention.
Trying to cool off his tires into the grass.
What's happened here? Wobbly is hugging the fence. That's a strange bit of footage. So what's happened? Chicane. Has he had a disconnect?
I don't know, that's weird.
He has. Yeah, he's had a disconnect.
Meanwhile...
Ooh.
Oh!
Was that Sam trying to go round the outside of Gary? It certainly looked that way to me. So, yeah, he's on the outside into the chicane. And 2 into 1 don't go there, really, do they? So whether Sam expected Gary to lift and let him through there, I'm not sure. This is crowded here, though. Into the chicane again.
With the GT4.
With the GT4 in the middle of it all. Russell Cowell hoping to pick up the pieces, and look at that, 2 more GT4s. Not far behind. They will be with you shortly, boys. So, Wobbly on the chat says, his game froze, his force feedback froze. Not good. So that opens up the championship, I think, for Chris Needham. Whether he knows that or not, I have no idea. That is Chris to the front of that TCR queue. Meanwhile, 3 wide behind.
Oh, and Arno made it through.
Oh,
But
he
he's
did.
wide.
And Jamie's got him, I think. Oh, no, maybe not.
Not quite. He's
Arno's got a good
behind
run.
the TCRs now.
Yep.
Not
3
making his
again.
way.
3 again. That really
Yeah.
is 3 wide. Oh, contact. Jamie has fared the worst there.
And Russell as well.
Oh, and Russell again. Same corner as at the beginning, I think. That's going to have to be called Cowell Corner.
Don't think it's the same though.
Is it not? Shame. Would have been funny. Oh no, it's the one after this where the first incident was. Yeah, 3 into 1.
Arno's wide.
Arno got a bit of tyre on whatever that is on the inside as well. But yeah, Jamie ended up... I was going to say Jamie ended up the worst. I think it's Russell that's ended up worst off there.
I think so. And I think the rear completely broke on that car.
Yeah. I don't think Jamie's car's much fun to drive at the minute either, because he's also in pit road. Oh no. Gets past all the TCRs in that little group eventually. Title from JB, but he makes it work. So, lots of drama. Not the right type of drama, you'd have to say. Or is it? I don't know. Yes,
feels like
just
it's been a
woken
bit
up.
dirty, this one.
Yeah, it's certainly not the refined standard that we're accustomed to. Gary still trying to fend off Sam Blease at the minute. And Sam is super quick through some of these turns. Back marker ahead in the form of Andrew Littler, I think that is.
I think it's slowly Riggs. No. You were correct.
See? I pay attention every so often. Russell Cowell out of the race, sadly. Hopefully he'll be back for season 9. He's saying that he will be, so... no, he has. I don't think Wobbly will be driver of the day. Not on this occasion. Lots of pressure now from David Ayres on JB Dejoux. Under braking. Oh, there's going to be contact. There is contact.
A bit wide.
Yeah.
Again.
Whoa.
I think it's been the common thing today. People being a bit wide and pushing other guys out.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not going to be a feature that carries forward into the next season. Look at Gary here. He's desperate to try and get through. Spencer slammed that door fully shut in his face.
Yeah, Yeah, but
brilliant
what happened to
driving.
Spencer? He was like miles ahead.
I don't know, but Gary certainly got
1.5
taste.
seconds slower on the last lap.
That's very odd. He did have to pass Andrew Littler, so whether something happened there, I don't know. But I thought we'd seen that overtake happen. Gary's certainly sniffing, smelling blood now. Let's see if he can do anything about it. We are 9 minutes from the end of this race already. It seems like it only just began. So a bit spread out again now. It's a good line there from Sam Blees in third. Probably going to get quite a drive. Not enough though, he's definitely pulled Gary in. Gary taking the defensive line and Sam taking a bit of an evasive, super wide line, but he's not lost that much ground. He's already back in it. Honda does not look happy going over those sausage curbs. I think around at this point we will likely be looking for people who've ended up with too many incident points.
Yeah, I had a look. There's some close, but I don't want to mention any name. But it's close. As close as this battle. Jeez. 7 minutes to go.
So Sam's taken a hugely wide line there in order to get a massive drive onto the start-finish straight here. Let's see if it pays off for him. He's fully in Gary's slipstream. Gary's gone super defensive. He says, I'm having this inside line. You are not. And Sam's trying to do the outside line effort. He might make this work here.
Yep,
it looks
the
like
inside for the left.
Yeah. Well-constructed overtake that, if he can finish it off. The Honda is actually quite good going around the outside. Oh! How did he catch that? That's a great bit of driving from Sam Blees. Hopefully they're not damaged and they can get racing again.
Yeah, Gary's dropping back behind. I don't think
that was naughty. I think that was just...
No, they were side by side the whole thing.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
For once, that wasn't a late dive or anything. They were side by side. Thanks, you trees. Jeez, come on.
Who put the trees there? Let's try a different camera angle.
That's bullshit.
Funny.
Come on. Let's try again.
Right, here we go.
No.
Oh no, the trees.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, he's still there, but
he was still beside him. Yeah. You've got to take your hat off to Sam Blees though. Catch of the century, that one.
It was. It was.
Normal mortals. Oh, hang on. There's been a shuffle here. JB is now behind Roger Morton. That wasn't like that before, and he's behind David Ayres as well. Have we had something happen?
No.
No?
They're just been passing each other.
No, okay, fair enough. Oh, I know what happened. It was when it was the penultimate turn, wasn't it, where David and JB came together. So 4 minutes of this race to go, there or thereabouts. Lots of lights flashing here from Matt Elmore on. He obviously wants a pie or something. He's trying to get Carl to wind his window down and offer him one out the side window. A pie, that is. Just to be clear. Sam now trying to get after Spencer by the look of this.
So this was a fun race.
Lacked the decorum and the I don't know, cleanliness of our other races. Probably all the other races of the season piled together don't account for the amount of incidents we've seen in this one. Good evening, Wobbly. How you doing?
Actually, quite well.
Right. So your gear betrayed you after I think what you were doing was giving Stefan a bit of a fright for the incident that he gave to you at the start of the race, but it didn't quite work out that way, did it?
No, the first incident, I think, I think Stefan was too late, but it's okay. I told him that on chat. It's fine.
Yeah, and
and my frightening, I obviously saw him coming out of pits, and I just wanted to make clear that it was his fault. And then I was going a little bit faster than I expected, and so I turned away. And I think it's obviously completely on me, since I was trying to frighten him. But the 0x, I didn't expect him to get his suspension killed, so that's my fault.
Yeah, so that was just one of a number of incidents tonight. So.
Yeah.
There's been some dubious ones. It's been a weird this. Is it because it's the last race of the season? Is it because Hungaroring leads you into these dive bomb situations? Is it the only way to get a pass affected around here?
I feel like the track was quite slippery as well.
All right.
And there's so many slow corners.
Right.
Maybe it's the last race, but I think it's just the track. Everybody's fighting the off tracks, and you have to pass. At least if you're signed up for a race, that's what we always say, right?
Yeah.
And we have good races, we have bad races, but I think it's just mainly the track and being the last race of the season.
So we've seen some cars going into corners 3 wide as well, and that's ended in tears. I was fairly good at maths at school, and even I know that 3 in at 1 doesn't go.
That's what she said.
Lowering the tone. But we've had some good battles. These 3 have been at it all race, really. Obviously, Roger was out of position at the start with Russell. Russell got smashed up by Jamie getting turned in a 3 into 1 situation, so it's all been going on.
Yeah.
What was your tactic then? Because you pitted at the start after your first incident and took tyres.
It was because it was checked on.
Oh, Sam, you called that one. Well done.
Yeah, I told
knew
you
I
I'm
had
the
them
best
on.
commentator.
No, I had them on, but the steering was off like 90 degrees, so I had to hold on with hold on with 2 hands. So I couldn't click the other, and I don't have it binded yet. Yeah, so when I stopped, I just tried to gun it and gain as much as possible. And I think if I would have become 3rd, which was possible, I would have won. And now Chris was the lucky 3rd, and I think that sums up his season. He's been there every time. He had a couple of unlucky incidents, but he kept out of the big ones. So I think that he's just now driving it in, and the way it looks, how is Spencer and Sam? How are they doing? Because they're like 30 points apart or something.
Yeah, Spencer is only just leading Sam. this, I think, still puts Sam... Ooh, this has ended badly as well now. So that was Roger Morton and David Ayres, surely. No, it wasn't. This was Roger Morton getting something very wrong. I don't actually understand any of that. Somebody needs to explain that to me, because that was the most bizarre crash I've ever seen.
I think JB forgot where the brake point was.
Right. It also looked like Roger had got something all calculated wrong as well. Because he was way off to the left-hand side of the track. Yeah, don't know.
You seem very pessimistic tonight, Pete.
Me, yeah, it's been a strange race. It's not been of an ilk that we've seen all season.
Yeah, we had 12 races. We had 11 good races.
Yeah.
I think this is. I mean, this doesn't really sum up the league, but the fact that everybody's having incidents and having weird battles and hitting each other. Yeah, I think it's just. Oh, sorry, Chris just became champion.
Yep, Chris Needham over the line and to be crowned Princess of GT4.
And you have to send him a beanie as well.
Oh, do I? I haven't got the beanies.
Clive has it.
Yeah, Clive has all the beanies. I don't even have one, Clyde even. This race is still going though for TCR. It did look at one point like Sam wanted to get all the plaudits by winning the race, winning the championship, getting...
How?
Probably,
what's the fastest lap, Pete?
Fastest lap is Spencer still.
Yeah, and who has the most incident? Because that's the thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Because if Spencer wins this and he had pole and had the fastest lap,
yeah,
and he wins, then they are even.
Oh.
So it all depends on the incident points.
Yeah.
There's 5 incident points between them two in favor of Spencer, but that's Sam that took the pole.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam took the pole, and pole is 5 points, so then you're still even.
That's even, yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
This will be on countback if that's right then, to the most victories or something like that. I can't remember what it says in the rules.
Yeah, I think most victories.
Yeah. So Spencer finishes ahead. This little argument hasn't finished yet though. This is Carl and Matt Elmore. Roles are reversed from what we were watching earlier. And Carl holds Matt off.
And Spencer won the head-to-head as he finished in front of Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. And the extra bits and pieces for points for fastest lap.
And less incident points than Gary, which had a lot.
Did he? We saw him wide on quite a few corners.
He was complaining about it during the race as well, yeah. He was on track for 14x at the end of the race, is what he said.
Right, okay. I think there's quite a few people with many, many incident points tonight.
Yeah, and I mean the track was really, really hard on the incident points. So if you got like a 4x as well, then yeah. And you get a 0x for people who can't drive apparently.
Yeah, again, like I was saying before, this particular race has not had the high standard that we're accustomed to in this BSTV GT4 TCR challenge. So your winner and winner of the championship, as we see the two Alpine Stars geodesic guys helping each other to the finish, was Chris Needham for RWC Racing Black. Massive congratulations to him. Hopefully he'll be in the chat.
He is in the interview.
Cool. Arnaud Chenonnier finished second for RWC Racing White. Rick Verhoek finished... How good was that? Was that good? I think that was good.
It was good enough.
Good enough. Right?
And he became third.
I know, Rick got third. I mean, a podium position there. Hopefully he'll be in the chat. He often isn't. Kylie Haddington finished fourth for RWC Racing Black, ahead of Jamie Wilson, who finished fifth, Team Chimera. Wobbly, who's in the booth now, which tells you all you need to know about that, for BSTV Esports Pink. And Stefan finished last for VTS Esports.
How did that happen?
Rick said third, what's this? And then in TCR, and I'm not going to mention whether any championships were won or not. I'll let other people with calculators and brains do that for me. Spencer McCarthy finished first for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. Very, very close behind was Sam Blees for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing again. Gary Craig, my teammate, in third for BSTV Esports Green. Shane Powell finished fourth for Spectre 6 Purple. Carl Hardy finished fifth for Safeguard by Result. Matt Elmore was sixth for Spectre 6. Seventh was Martin Brennan for Safeguard by Result. David Ayres finished eighth for Result Clothing. Roger Morton finished ninth for Work Guard by Result. JB Dejoux finished 10th for LMT Racing. Andy Littler for Work Guard by Result finished 11th. 12th was Ollie Ricks for Spiro by Result. 13th was Russell Cowell for Spectre 6. And then I finished 14th after doing one lap.
That's the best lap ever.
It was brilliant. Yeah, I still got one X as well. Oh dear. It started at the start, I'm afraid. Yeah, Alan said one race.
To the interview speed.
Yeah.
I can tell you that we've got the standings, the final standings.
Oh. And these are proper, are they?
These are proper ones.
Right.
So I'm gonna
okay.
just send them to the stream, and you'll be able to watch.
Right. Let's have an analysis of this. So in GT4, Chris Needham wins by 19 points over Wobbly. Feeling good about that, are you, Wobbly?
Yeah, well, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah. So Wobbly finishes second. Jamie Wilson finishes third on 612 points, so only 30 points behind second place. Stefan Goebel finishes fourth on 608. It was quite tight at the top at the end of that. Then a bit of a big jump to Kylie, who was on 496 points. Tyler, who only did probably about half the season because he got himself something called a job. Yeah. Seventh was Martijn Versluwen on 292 points. Yeah, there you go. Chris Shaw finished 8th on 226 points. Arno Chenonnier in 9th on 219 points. Rick Verhoek in 10th on 195 points. And Marco Lower on 94 points in 11th. And then TCRs. Sam Blees.
That's just...
Oh, there's not much in that. Sam Blees, 760 points with his teammate Spencer McCarthy in second. I don't know why, but maths-wise, I had it the other way around in my head, but 755 points, 5 points, sorry. Only the difference between 1 and 2. That's fantastic. Gary Craig in third on 649 points. Stephen Walker in fourth on 626 points. I think that story may well have been different tonight, maybe not, if Stephen had been fit enough to race. Matt Elmore in fifth. Then Shane Powell in sixth. Russell Cowell in seventh. Carl Hardy finished 8th. Rob Venn finished 9th. Michael Gray finished 10th. Roger Morton 11th. I managed to finish 12th. 13th was David Ayres. JB Dejoux in 14th. Martin Brennan in 15th. Charles Kellyman, who's not been fit enough to race recently, but he's hoping to be back next season by the chat, in 16th. Ollie Ricks in 17th. Adam Wright in 18th. Ralph Cullinan in 19th. Mark Draper in 20th. And the list carries on. It was a well-attended league this season. Fantastic racing from everybody involved. And Alan Toon is right. One race can't mar a great season by everybody. He's absolutely right. This was by no means reflective of driving standards through the rest of the season. So we shall go to the chat, the interviews. Oh, teams. I forgot about teams. Silly boy. Right, so Spectre 6 Purple took the plaudits on 1,051 points. That's very impressive. Are we missing a team? No, I've only got 4 through 21.
No, teams. I know this because we beat Team Green.
What? Oh, devastated. So, Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing finished first. There we go, that's better. 1,489 points. RWC Racing Black on 1,149 points. That's quite a jump up to those two Alpine Stars Geodesic guys. So that's second. BSTV Esports Pink, boo, finished third on 1,115 points. Spectre 6 Purple finished fourth on 1,051. The greatest team in the world, BSTV Esports Green, finished fifth on 972. And then we had Spectre 6 in sixth. Can't say that. VTS Esports in seventh. Team Chimera in eighth. Safeguard by Result in ninth. BSTV Esports Orange in 10th. Result Clothing in 11th. Work God by Result in 12th. XVR Sim Racing in 13th. RWC Racing White in 14th. Dutchies in 15th. LMT Racing in 16th. Mob 7 Esports in 17th. Spiro Racing in 18th. Optical in 19th. And BSTV Esports Blue in 20th. Excuse me. Oh, and NQR in 21st. Right. Let's see if we can get some interviews underway. So, first in, we're going to do Sam Blees. He's muted at the minute, so I might have to boot him and get Spencer instead.
I'm going to leave you to the interview speed.
No problem. See you later, Wobbly.
Alright, cool.
We'll leave Sam in there whilst we bring in Spencer McCarthy. Good afternoon. Sam is in the chat, but he's muted and his headset's on deafen as well.
To get a drink.
Yeah. Has he gone for a wee and a poo?
Yeah, probably the number 2, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of number 2, that's where you finished in the season, yeah. This was a strange race to commentate on and watch because there was a lot of odd things going on. I think there was a bit of immaturity knocking about. There was certainly a lot of desperation knocking about.
Yeah.
And not a lot of patience, which is odd because that's not what we see from this league normally, is it?
Not normally. No, and maybe last race shenanigans, I don't know. Maybe, long season, maybe. People are kind of feeling it a bit. Don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a weird one for me. I mean, obviously I knew that I had to kind of do like everything I could to sort of get the lead back from Sam, and obviously losing pole was a big kind of dent in that. I got a good early lap in, and he did me by 0.006 of a second for pole. So yeah, it was very tight, and that's kind of really what, again, not sealed it for him, but it could put him in a really good position for the race, meaning that he could kind of finish third and still do it.
We're just watching him losing it at the very start of the race and letting two cars go through.
Yeah.
Hello, by the way.
Hello. We'll get to you in a minute.
Sorry.
That's all right. You can chip in and call Spencer names while I interview.
I've called him plenty already.
But I thought you were at one point you were just going to do one and disappear off down the track, but you couldn't get Gary out of your rearview mirror, could you?
No. A couple of times it kind of went to about a second, and it's just I was talking to Sam midway through the race, and it was one of those things where I could do a lap really well, and then the second lap, almost like the car was too hot and it wouldn't grip up. So you just had to be really careful not to overdrive it on that one lap. And then I could keep sort of Gary behind. But Gary was really there this week, and he was T1. I was fearing for my life a couple of times. I was like, I mean, they were kind of sends, but they were kind of legit, and I knew that he would try it. So I was, keeping an eye and having to sort of roll off the brakes sometimes just to make sure we went in safe. But yeah, no, it was a tough one. And a couple of times I'd had a gap, and then I screwed up, and then he screwed up. But towards the end there, when Wobbly disconnected, as well as Stephen, that left us all in a bit of a weird situation because my fuel had already told me that how much I needed, and I wanted as light a car as possible, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, I'm like 1.8 litres short towards the end, and I'm trying to save like Billio to sort of finish the race.
We saw Sam pushing you around at the last, but it was quite. I mean, for you guys, less of a massive drama. Although Gary did come together with Sam.
Twice.
You what?
Twice.
Yeah, twice was it?
Yeah.
The one that sticks in my mind, it was pretty much both of you on a racing line at the same time. But we'll come to you in a minute. Stop crowding out Spencer.
Sorry.
But yeah, great racing tonight. You could see that the Hyundai was probably the most stable of the cars between that and the Honda. The Honda on all the Hondas, the back end was trying to step out on some of the sharper turns, and the Hyundai just seemed much more grounded. But whether that drove more heat into the tyres, I'm not sure, and therefore led to what you were describing.
I think the Hyundai this time round seemed to sort of work its fronts a bit more than the Honda. And again, probably that means that the rears were sliding around on the Honda more. But there were certain corners where the Honda had really good advantages, and it was just it was a combination really. I had it. Well, we had it in a few corners, and then sort of Gary would get it back in a couple of corners. But through the middle kind of flip-flop, left-right flip-flops, it seemed like the Hyundai was good at the direction change. But the hard stops and the get going again, that was where the Honda was getting back as well. So it was good beat for that.
No. It was a good race for the three of you at the front, it has to be said, and it was certainly lively immediately behind you, which brings us on to our championship winner, Sam Blease.
Hello.
Oh, he's taking his mute off and everything. You and Gary got into a bit of an emotional state, didn't you?
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Very nearly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your recovery, by the way, might just get you driver of the night for me. I've never seen anybody have a car go from like 45 degrees to 90 degrees and snap it back to straight and keep going.
What,
without a 1X?
Yeah. I did get a 1X on that one, and I did want to hit Gary as well. Only the second time he hit me, we hit. Whatever. I'm diplomatic because it wasn't anyone's fault. We've had a look at the replay. It was the second one was a big net cone, and the first one was just really you can't fit two cars in there. But we both thought we had the race in line. But yeah, it was a nothing incident. It was fine.
Well, you made it a nothing incident because that's probably one of the best saves I've ever seen. I think very impressive, and you got one over on your teammate and got the top spot in the championship. So massive congratulations for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I mean, I was just going to say that if I hadn't got that pass done on Gary, we would have been tied up, I think. I think it was 5 points.
Yeah. Well, Sam and Wobbly were busy trying to work out using a sandbox and an abacus and beans and things to try and figure out with fastest lap and with qualifying, pole and all the other stuff where you actually ended up. And to be 5 points different by the end of a season is immense.
Oh, it's madness. I mean, it's been an amazing season from everyone, from myself and Spencer and Gary and Michael's not here tonight, but he's been really good as well, and Stephen as well. It's such a shame he's ill tonight because he'd have been right up there with us, I'm sure, and that would have been really good. But all season long, it's been amazing racing. It's been really close. There's been cracking battles. It's been super clean as well. Like I think this is the first time I've had contact with another car other than just nudging and stuff on the straights. Mm-hmm. It's actually unsettled a car in 12 weeks of close racing with these guys. It's just unreal. It's really, really amazing. So thank you so much for that. It's been amazing. It's been great.
Yeah, the standard's been brilliant all season, and massive plaudits to you two. You are unbelievably fast and unbelievably grounded when it comes to racing. You know your craft very well. Anybody the two of you would like to have a shout out to before we let you both disappear and get prepared, ready for season 8?
I mean, I might take a day or two off before that. But, yeah, I mean, I just reiterate to I say it every week, but you guys and Clyde as well, obviously, who's not here, for putting on a cracking broadcast and putting on a cracking season for everybody. To all the competitors, it's been amazing racing. I gather there was some incidents tonight, which I'll look forward to on the broadcast later on. But yeah, throughout the whole season, it's been amazing. It's been clean. It's been fair. It's been brilliant racing. So I couldn't ask for more. So thank you to everyone involved. And yeah, single out there, sort of, myself, Spencer, Gary, Stephen, and Michael. In particular, we've had amazing battles across multiple weeks. It's been excellent. So yeah, thanks everybody.
Cool. And number 2, have you got anybody you'd like to thank?
Mainly tonight, Sam. Not Sam Blees, but Sam in the broadcast studio. I think he does a great job every week. I've not mentioned him probably the whole season because I keep forgetting, but then afterwards I keep looking back on the video and going, yeah, he's done a good job there. I love the slow-mos at the end.
Yeah, and number 2 is the best number.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's my number, that's why. Thank you.
Oh, good. So yeah, no, it was a good season. Exactly what Sam said. You know, it was a shame Stephen wasn't around, and hopefully, he could have put another car in between me and Sam. But you know, and hats off to Sam. He's played the game really well this season, and was there at the end. So you know, can't really argue with it. So yeah, all good.
And team championship to you both as well. So properly mopped up this time. Let's hope next season somebody can put it to you. It'll certainly make for interesting racing. Thank you very much to the 2 Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing boys of Sam Blees and Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks very much. Are you sending champagne to us, Pete, or how does that work? Do we put in a receipt
For what? Sorry.
for the champagne?
Oh, champagne. Sorry, the line's gone funny.
Right.
I think Clyde drunk it in the US. Sorry, boys.
Yeah, he put it in a cake. Yeah, Clyde who? Cheers, Spencer.
Yeah.
Right then, next in the list of people who've won championships is Chris Needham. Good evening.
Hello.
Massive congratulations to you.
Why? What have I done?
Well, I think you've clearly hired somebody on the internet virus side or something to spike Wobbly's computer because it crashed, and
bribed VTS as well.
And well, yeah, clearly, and then also lots of other events because tonight was a bit messy in a number of different places on the track involving various different people. We're not used to seeing it, as we've already mentioned a few times, but it certainly enabled you to take the championship. So congratulations! It's not a one race wonder. So you've earned your stripes, absolutely, and we'll take away the Gt4, albeit imaginary, trophy.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about your race, because that one was a bit tasty all the way through.
It was kind of boring for me, actually. Nothing really happened. I knew that Wobbly and Stefan had the pace to get away, but Wobbly was doing his usual. I'm going to keep a slow pace, which I think Stefan got annoyed with in the end, and obviously you saw what happened. But yeah, I just kept to my pace, and then middle of the race completely lost my pace. So if I was thankful that Wobbly did crash with his machine or whatever, because I think he would have actually caught up with me at the end.
Yeah, he was trying to play a different strategy immediately as soon as he had to visit pit road. He may well have caught up with a lot of the field. I think he'd have struggled to get to you, though. You had quite a big gap over him in the end. But no, great racing throughout the season. We've seen some fantastic performances from you. Anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate with some imaginary champagne?
Yeah, the imaginary champagne that's beer. Just you guys for putting on the league. Everybody who's been racing this season, apart from obviously today, hasn't been the best, but the rest of the season it's been really good. You guys in the commentary box, AdWC, Arnard and Jason, really good support throughout the season.
Awesome stuff. In that case, hopefully we'll see you back for season 8. It'll be on in about 2 weeks' time. Same format as ever, so we'll see you at the top of at the pointy end of that next time round.
Yep, we're in the number 1, I presume.
You will do. Awesome stuff. Thanks a lot, Chris Needham.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cool. Right, next we're going to get in Gary Craig next. Good evening, Gary.
Hello.
What are you laughing at?
We were all just watching Wobbly kill Stefan.
Oh, right, okay.
It's so bad.
It's a bit cringeworthy, it has to be said. Just 101 things best advised not to do. I think that's pretty close to number 1. So for yourself tonight, 3rd place.
That was brilliant.
3rd place and 3rd in the championship.
Yeah, it's a shame that Wook couldn't be here because I wouldn't have been 3rd overall without Wook being in this race. So yeah, unfortunately got the lurgy, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
it was a good season. Ups and some tracks where I was bang on it, other tracks I was a bit off. So it's fair enough.
Well, this one you were crawling all over Spencer for most of the race.
Yeah, he said he would have a decent lap and then he'd kind of have a really dodgy one, whether he'd cook his tyres or something, and then he was all over the place. I was all over the back of him, but then I just couldn't do anything because their car's really good down out at the last corner. And then towards the end there, I'd pitted a bit earlier, and Sam just had better tyres, and I just fell off a little. But that was a good race. I mean, Sam had a couple of minor brushes. One of them was a net code, but the other, as Sam said, he had never tried to overtake in either of those 2 corners, and I'd never been overtaken in those 2 corners. We were both just making it up as we went along. His race and things, but it was good race. We had a really good battle with Spencer there, and it was fun.
Yeah, something else to watch, if you've not already seen it, is Sam's recovery from one of your coming togethers, because it is just a miraculous recovery.
Well,
I've never seen a car do that before.
Well, I looked in my mirrors and it looked like he was turning backwards, facing backwards.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I slowed up I slowed up to give him the pace back. Then I looked again and he was forward again. I was like, what? I thought I'd imagined it actually. When you glance in the mirror and you see, I thought, that looks like a backwards car. And then, no, he's forward again.
It was just unreal. I was blinking twice to make sure that it actually happened. But no, congratulations on 3rd place on the championship podium and in the race podium. And hopefully you're going to be back in the car again for season 8.
Yeah, I think so. It's the only car I'm good at. I can't not. I'm thinking about not running officials as much. If there's something interesting I want to run in officials, I might ditch it from officials just so that I can dump my iRating and actually get something competitive to race against. But I think I'll definitely still do the league.
Cool. Well, I'll probably join you in whatever officials you do. Great season. Very, very consistent, stable, safe. Silverstone will probably sit in memory for a very long time because that was the uber competitive, many overtakes race.
That was one of the races where I was the most off the pace. I was the only reason I was still anywhere near that battle is because they were all fighting each other so hard. I struggled so much at Silverstone and at Charlotte. There was some Red Bull Ring and Watkins Glen and here were probably my strongest, I think, this season.
Yeah, you were definitely all over it at Watkins and here. And we were mentioning Watkins at the start with that in mind, actually. But yeah, great season, very consistent, very capable. And did you get a race win this season? I don't.
No,
think you did,
I didn't.
Did you? Whoa,
I didn't get one in the officials either. I'm the only driver in the top 32 in the entire officials championship without a race win.
Wow. Okay.
Everyone else has got one, but not me.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of consistency, you've just proven my point.
Yep, consistently not winning.
But anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and prepare for season 8?
Yeah, first my part-time teammate for sometimes being there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get a full season in next season. I know these things can't be helped sometimes, so hopefully you'll be back full time. That'd be good. Big shout out to everyone in the TCR. It's been a really good field, and especially to Sam Welding for winning the championship. Spencer got really close, and to Wook as well. We've had some really good battles, and Michael when he's been here as well. It's been really, really good competitive season. Really enjoyed the racing. And of course, thanks to you guys for organising the leagues, putting the sessions on, and then putting them on again so that they'll actually launch.
Quite what's going on with iRacing in our sessions, but yeah, I've had to bail out 3 of them now. I think it is. So yeah, brilliant racing again. We'll see you next season. Hopefully for a 2nd place or even a 1st place in the championship. Who knows? Gary Craig.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Right then, and last into the booth, on the basis that he's got, I think it's his first podium in GT4, Rick Verhoek.
Hi there.
Hello. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name even slightly better than I was the first time round. Great racing tonight. You were the beneficiary of 2 of the cars in front of you deciding to crash into one another on multiple occasions. But other than that, you stealthed your way through the field and through the TCRs and got yourself a podium finish. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I kind of just, I don't know, kept doing my thing, and being slow actually helped because, I didn't have anyone to worry about mostly, except for Jason, who actually managed to get close to me a few times and then, get past me, and it was kind of back and forth. And then at some point I managed to somehow just keep going because I had a little bit of extra fuel, and that helped me kind of get around a lot of people and gave me a bit of clear field. And then I just kept kind of trying to do my thing, being slow enough not to get in front of TCRs, so that helped.
Yeah. No, really professional performance tonight. You may well have been on your own and keeping it safe and everything, but very professionally done. Will we see you back for season 8?
I mean, I'm definitely considering it because it's actually helping a lot. I mean, I keep looking at how other people drive and getting help from others, and it's kind of, helping to make me more aware of what's going on around me instead of just what my car's doing, which also helps me get faster. So, I mean, why not? If people aren't trying to get me banned for making the occasional mistake.
Yeah, no. The leagues that we run, hopefully, provide everybody with a community through which they can learn how to race better. And a lot of people do feedback that the standard of racing and the sportsmanship and the support that all the drivers give each other is very different to a lot of other leagues. So we're quite proud of that, and you're obviously benefiting from it by the sound of things. So we hope to see you back next season. Hopefully with your own livery and stuff, if you can find somebody to give you a paint scheme to run. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to tonight?
Well, first of all, everyone here for, organizing this and actually, like you said, being very accepting, because I know I've made a few mistakes, but it's mostly been constructive feedback, or actually all been constructive feedback, which is just nice because it helps me a lot. And then also Wobbly for actually getting me into it, because I kept watching him race and I was like, that looks interesting. And at some point he kind of just started making me do it. And that's how I got in here, and that actually helped me a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, very good. In that case, we will look forward to seeing you racing again in Season 8. And congratulations on your podium finish tonight. Rick Verhoek?
Thank you.
So, Sam, that was a race, a different race for a different reason to what we normally see. We saw Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing taking the plaudits for virtually everything tonight. First TCR, second TCR, and team. We saw Chris Needham on screen now in lovely slow motion, bouncing over the curbs, taking the plaudits for GT4. in somewhat controversial circumstances, not for him, obviously. He absolutely deserves his championship there, and we'll see him back as the number 1 car next season. Your thoughts on tonight and on the season as a whole?
Well, we already said it. Tonight was a bit messier than usual. Hopefully, drivers will get back into the first race of next season, like they did for the first 11 rounds, which were awesome. And overall, today was great as well. There's been a lot of battles, very good battles, and still fair racing. Is just we're not used to see just that few incidents. But overall, still a good race, and the championship on his wall was awesome. We had battle for almost every single position on track, which is great. You don't ask more when you're broadcasting a race. So yeah, was really good.
Yeah, and only one thing left to do, Sam, and that's to award some drivers of the evening.
And I do have the points.
Oh dear, excellent, cool. Let's get it on screen.
Let's get them on screen.
Excellent. So at the minute, Chris Needham striding forward at the moment, 6 points. Sam Blees in second with 4th. Michael Gray with 2, and also Wobbly, Shane, Spencer, and Arno, and Carl Hardy. Right. So I'm going to place my vote as I said it in the interviews. I've never seen someone recover a car like that before. He's won the championship here tonight. He had his little error at the start and made his way safely back through. Sam Blees for me, that was just too miraculous a recovery. How about yourself, Sam?
Well, he had a great time, and now I have the responsibility to make it tie or not. Which is even funnier, but no, I'm not gonna give my points to Sam. I will give it to Rick, because he's improved a lot this season since he joined. He was, as he said, far back, he made mistakes, and he has improved. And he's finishing on the podium today, being clever and not making mistakes like some other did. So my vote to Rick.
Some stuff. That places him, well, at least on the point scoring leaderboard. And that means that Chris Needham mops up another top of the pile. So he is our driver of the meeting champion. And he's ended up with 6 points, which is great. Season 8 will start in a fortnight, like I said before. iRacing goes into a week 13 session next, or week 13 nonsense. I don't know whether they're releasing any more tracks and cars this week 13. I've not heard anything, but I've not been looking. I've been too busy with work. But hopefully next time you hear from us with GT4 TCRs, it'll be Clyde commentating, because that means I'll be racing. And we will look forward to that. I think it's been a fantastic season. I have very rarely seen seasons with such good quality racing, sportsmanship, and talent. We've had a number of races where the racing has been so close, and the tactics used have been so evenly balanced that we've had some great door-to-door races. I love the spirit in which this league is run, and I hope it continues for 80 leagues, let alone 8, which is what we're heading into next. I'm going to close this broadcast and the season 7 in a moment. But before, I'll say thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for all the drivers that have joined us. Thanks to Sam, who's always in the booth doing all the stuff in the background and making everything work. Thanks to Clyde for the occasions when he can be bothered to turn up and he's not in America. And to all the people that comment on the chat and make it the community it is, thank you so much for your support. And good night. I'll hand you over to Sam.
Thanks, Pete. I will just follow what you said, and just to mention that next season will be released next week, as Clyde will get back on the weekend. We'll get things sorted. Expect the start of next week. And yes, I think that's gonna be it. Thanks for the drivers, everybody watching, and we'll see you Saturday for the next V8 rounds from the Nürburgring, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
see
you're
you
right.
on Saturday.